Hi, and welcome to the Gaming in the Grove. My name is Silver. I am your satyr for today. As you can see, there's no actual horns or anything. Just gonna be me, doing something a bit different. Normally this is supposed to be a gaming channel, but today we're gonna be looking at a gaming-related thing, sort of. Well, maybe you know what it is. Halo, the show, has actually been released. Episode 1, Season 1 has come out, and it was an interesting little ride. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to everyone watching, and thank you for coming to try this out. Just like I am trying this out. So, jumping into the show itself, Halo as a show is a concept that has not been entirely lost on the general population. It's been around for a few, oh goodness, we're over a decade now. It's been around for a while, I'll put it that way. The first time we kind of heard about it, there's been different directors involved with a movie version, Neil Blomkamp, Steven Spielberg. It just kept kind of going round robin a bit in the movie world. So this has kind of been a very up in the air type of project. So the fact that it not only released, but they have also successfully went ahead and secured a second season leads me very curious into how people respond to this. Well, spoiler alert, I already kind of have a general idea, and it's going to be one of those things where the show is made a specific way, with a specific audience in mind, and some people are going to hate that. Some people are going to hate it really bad. Like, they're really gonna just, this is the worst thing in the world. I can't believe you. Why would you do this to my Halo? Guys, take your dramatics down. Calm your, well, whatever it is those people have. And just, go do something else. I hate saying it, but, maybe it's not for you. It is, at its essence, taking Halo and bringing it into the television format. And it's done really well, actually, in my opinion. See, Halo takes, essentially, the concept that we know from the universe. It takes some of the lore, just trickles it down into a new timeline. Has nothing to do with the games, has nothing to do with previous released books or anything. Before, everything was connected. The books were connected, the games were connected, all of that was connected. Now, they're doing something new, which means tons of lovely twists and surprises you weren't expecting. Yes! The show actively starts out in 2552, which, if you're a nerd, you already know what happens that year. That is of big importance to Halo, which is what just makes this entire episode really intriguing to me, because it doesn't start with Master Chief. It starts with, here are the rebels on this planet, here's what they're fighting for, here's what they think about the USNC, the Marines, the Spartans. Here's kind of the backstory of the ongoing conflicts, because before the Covenant, the USNC was kind of having some issues. A lot. And they weren't exactly being the good guys in those issues. They were kind of the bad ones for a bit. And after we get all this lovely backstory, we do kind of get introduced to a character who is essentially kind of be the rebel viewpoint of the story to Master Chief's soldier viewpoint to the story. I think it's only one episode, so I don't know how long this character is going to be with us. And very quickly after we get all this lovely backstory and lovely kind of building up of what is going on in this world, we actually get introduced to the Covenant. Very quickly. In fact, it's a quick picture of a Covenant ship, and our main character, who is a teenage young adult girl, goes running. And very quickly, plasma blasters and everything are coming behind them. And yeah, that's, you'd be right to be scared and run. And that's kind of where the show goes ahead, and very shortly after shows all these people trying to fight for their lives and shows them not doing so well. till the Spartans show up, which is exactly how it is in the lore of the story of the Halo universe, is that till the Spartans show up, essentially everyone's kind of there to keep them at bay. Sometimes Marines, like USNC Marines, are able to do it, but usually it's the Spartans or the ODST, which are the Orbital Drop Shock Troopers. They're the ones that are usually sitting to deal with Covenant things. So, once again, enhanced humans. Think an entire squad of Captain Americas, essentially, is how we should probably be looking at the Halo series. It does some things that I think are a bit mixed. One of the things that is a big thing of Halo the game, you never show Master Chief. He is a voice, he is the helmet, he is the suit. You will probably never see this, unlike this video here, where you're now seeing everything well before the gameplay videos. But, so, they do show. In the first episode, you will see the actor. They do not Mandalorian this. You will not be going an entire season before seeing it. No, you see it in the first episode, and I think it's not a thing that's done in the games. It's not a thing that's done in the lore. You kind of keep the mask over him, but for this, I agree with another reviewer that I've seen out there. It needed to be done. We already are having a thing where this show is, to succeed, it needs to hit an audience bigger than just the gaming audience. It needs to hit a mainstream audience. And I think by showing the character's face, you're going to do that. How? It humanizes him. It brings you back down to the fact that, like Captain America, he is a super soldier. Not infallible. He is still human. And I think that is going to be a great thing moving forward, because the show seems to be pushing hard of, this is Master Chief when he realizes he doesn't want to just follow orders anymore. And this is going to be what leads up into, well, the Master Chief we know in the games. And it kind of works really well as a nice origin tale, as well as kind of setting up things we already know are going to happen, as well as kind of giving it a new spin, a new twist. There are some other twists and things that I really don't know how to feel about yet. It seems the Covenant abducted a human a while back, and they have been raising them, and that essentially they're trying to use it to get into the minds of the humanity and understand them, and to better get rid of them. Which the Covenant are very good at. The Covenant are very good at really messing with the people of this universe. There are also just, it gave you a plethora of lovely names and just, here! Sure, let's have this person just show up. Dr. Halsey. Boom! Dr. Halsey's here. Oh my god, Dr. Halsey's here. Or Commander Keyes. Which was a moment of like, oh, hi. You're Miranda. Oh no, I know where we're going. I don't know if I like this. I'm in trouble. It's one of those things where you definitely, like I said, if you know the lore, if you've done any of that, it's going to be kind of like a nice nod, but it does great at kind of introducing these characters to people who have no clue who they are. If you told a normal person, oh yeah, Commander Keyes was there, and Miranda Keyes, and Halsey, and then there's Master Chief, they're going to look at you and go, that's a lot of words? None of that makes sense. Who are these people? And that's just the thing. You have to watch the show to find out now. You could just pick up the controller and like play a game, but why not just sit down and watch? Because they're going to give you all that information, everything you really kind of want in the show itself. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm now going to be saying that episode 1 of season 1, because we already have season 2. It's not going to be a one-and-done thing. Episode 1 kind of does this great thing of building the world out, building up who everyone is, and setting the stakes. Not fully. We're not fully stakes set. There are things that are going to have to be revealed at one point or another that may raise the stakes. And I'm very excited for that. But overall, as a show, it does a great job at bringing you in. Now, there's a lot of complaints I've seen about, like, set design and CGI isn't that great, and some of the cinematography is a bit odd. Yeah, I can give you that. But one of the things I think they do really well is they give you some in the helmet shots. First person shots can always be a bit weird and iffy, and some people like it, some people don't. It's in the air. But one of the things I can definitely give it is that they're trying. And if this is the pilot episode, this may have been their first tries at this. I want to keep watching the show because I feel like if this is how if they filmed it in order, this is going to be the start, and it's going to just get better as they go on. And if this is where they're starting at a kind of okay place. It's not bad. It's actually kind of interesting. It definitely kept me engaged in the action and kind of helped me better understand where some of our characters were mentally, as well as kind of better understand where everything was, which was kind of an interesting take. And the CGI not being, like, realistic. I've watched a lot of stuff, and there is a weird level where you make something too realistic, and I think it just... It would make it too no. And at this point, there are things that I am seeing that I'm like, if they made this any more realistic, we'd be in trouble. They introduce, I believe they call them Sangheli. They're a race that works with the Covenant. They're kind of like a kill squad, if you will. And we watch them essentially tear through humans, but then see the Spartans tear through them. Like, there are headshots exploding, and it is gory. Like, we're talking, like, Game of Thrones, in my opinion, level of gore at times. And that, I think with the CGI, the way they did it, the way they are representing these characters in this world, it helps give a tiny bit of a distance so that you're not losing your lunch the entire time. That you're able to stomach some of the more, oh, that just happened, and just kind of keep going with the flow of the action and what's going on. So I can forgive some of it. Some of the choreography was a little weird in the action scenes, but once again, episode 1, we're still kind of getting the feel of how we're going to doing this. I can't fault the choreography team. They're probably having to do something they've never done before with a lot of this fight choreography. It did feel like this was maybe more referencing to the game, as someone pointed out, and I can't even fault that. This episode is supposed to both be an introduction as well as kind of say, gamers, we see you, we understand where you're coming from, we understand. Here it is, here's your show, and we'll go from there. And we'll have to see if that plays out. So overall, not the best. CGI, not the greatest, but at the same time, it works. Where it needs to be realistic, it's realistic. It is fantastic realistic. Where it's not is where it needs to not, because it needs to be a tiny bit separated from humanity, or else you're gonna have a lot of people saying, I'm done, turn this off. And you need as many people watching the show to be able to afford the $200 million price point. Ay. No. They're paying a lot of money for this show. If it's going to keep going, they need a lot of people to watch it. And you know what? I kind of wanted to keep going. I think this is a really fun experiment in taking something that I've always said of taking another step of literature and applying it in a different way. we already seen that when we turn movies and books into movies and books into games. Turning a game into a movie has been a bit Turning a game into a TV show, not a lot of records of that, but it could work. It could work really well, and we just need to give it a chance. So overall, how do I feel? I'm blown away. Honestly, my Halo shirt, I've played 3 ODST. I've tried to do 1 and 2, but I haven't ever had time to really get through them. I'm sorry, I know, Halo fans, I'm horrible. But I've went ahead and read up on all the lore that I can. I've tried to study everything. I've played Reach. I've played 4. Never got through 5. I just didn't like it. Didn't do 6. I've been playing Infinite. Haven't done the storyline for Infinite because I'm waiting to do it with a friend of mine. A friend of mine and I are going to play through the story together in co-op, so because he's never done it and I want to do it with him. You know, it's one of those experiences of, oh, this is your first Halo? Let's go through it together. But anyway, overall, I love Halo. It is a franchise that I adore immensely, and seeing it the way it's represented here, I'm willing to give them the chance. Now, how is this being... How did it go? I'll put it that way. Right after we finished watching, because I watched it with a friend of mine, right after we finished watching, he went on Google and said, so, the number 1 search at 3 a.m. was about Halo and the year in Halo. I think people are wanting to know what's going on this year. And then he also said, and also there seems to be a lot of searches for Halo Reach right now. And I'm just sort of like, oh no. I mean, spoilers, but oh no. Everyone's finding out. The planet Reach does get brought up in the show. You actively see it. You see life there in the big cities. It's lovely. It's fantastical. It's sci-fi. But it's so interesting. Halo as a show is going to take us down some very dark roads. And we need to be ready to just kind of go through them. I don't know if I'm going to do one of these for each episode. We'll see. Maybe. But for now, I'm Silver. I give this a high recommendation. I say go try it out. If you have Paramount Plus, go view it. I know there was they had done something where they were streaming it free on some service last night. I didn't look too much into that because I already knew I was going to watch it with a friend. But if anything, this is a reason to try out Paramount Plus. It's going to be every Thursday, I believe. Yeah, every Thursday is going to be a new episode. It drops around 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, hey, sometimes we just need a really good action show with some very interesting drama. And I have a weird feeling we're going to get a lot of drama, political intrigue, a heck of a lot of action, and just... I want to see this through. I want to see what they're going to do. I want to see what's next. I'm curious where they're going to take this. So, yeah. Halo Season 1, Episode 1, give it a shot. Give it a shot. Maybe give Episode 2 a shot when it comes out. And, we'll go from there. See how it is. See how they're doing this. And see if maybe it's true. Maybe movies aren't the thing for video games. Maybe it should be shows, Kind of like we're learning, maybe movies aren't the best thing for books. Maybe a show's good for a book. But anyway, I digress. Thank you all for watching. My name is Silver. You've been watching In the Grove. Well, Gaming in the Grove. Not so much gaming right now. This is just kind of in my growth. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope to see you around. Yeah. Till next time.